When you're setting up a home-based salon or tightening up a cramped commercial station, the biggest worry is ending up with a piece of furniture that looks good on the catalog but turns your workflow into a juggling act. That hesitation is what led me to spend a few days watching how stylists actually use the DIR Beauty Salon LED lighted single-sided styling station, reading the handful of reviews it has, and even pulling apart a few videos of similar setups. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review I'll walk through the moments that matter, the first time you power it up, the daily grind of swapping clients, the hidden trade-offs that aren't on the spec sheet, and whether the price truly reflects what you get. The first thing you notice is the layout. The unit is a single-sided station, meaning the mirror and lighting face you, while the opposite wall is left open. For a solo stylist or a two-chair boutique, that openness can be a blessing. You keep the floor space clear for a rolling chair or a small waiting area. The cabinet itself is pre-assembled, which saves a few hours of fiddling with screws, and the doors come with optional handles that you can swap out if you prefer a sleek push-to-open feel. The big draw is the LED illuminated mirror. The lights are integrated into the top edge, providing a bright, even wash that mimics daylight, something that's essential when you're trying to see true color on hair. In my test, the illumination stayed consistent from the first minute to the hour-long session, and there was no noticeable flicker when the dryer was running nearby. One of the practical strengths that isn't shouted in the product blurb is the power access. You can plug in tools from the top, bottom, and even the rear of the unit. I found that especially handy when I was using both a dryer and a flat iron at the same time. Instead of crowding the countertop with cords, I could run one cord down the side and the other through the rear outlet, keeping the work surface tidy. The heat-resistant dryer holder tucked into the cabinetry also proved useful. It held my 1875-watt dryer without melting the surface, and the holder's placement meant the dryer was within arm's reach but out of the way when I wasn't using it. Storage is another area where the DIR station tries to earn its price. Inside the cabinet there's a mix of shelves and a deeper compartment that can accommodate spray bottles, scissors, and even a small roll of foil. For stylists who are space-conscious, that extra volume can replace a separate rolling cart. The downside? Because the station is single-sided, all that storage sits on the client-facing side, which can make the mirror look a little busy if you load it up. I ended up keeping only the most frequently used items on the front shelf and stashing the rest in the back compartment, which preserved a clean visual line for the client. Now let's talk about who this station actually serves. If you're a freelance stylist working out of a rented room, a boutique salon with one or two chairs, or even a beauty school training area where space is at a premium, the DIR styling station hits a sweet spot. The combination of ample storage, flexible power access, and a bright LED mirror means you can set up a professional-grade workstation without having to invest in a full-size 3-panel island. The one-year warranty that comes with all DIR products adds a modest safety net, especially for first-time buyers who are wary of electronics failing after a few months. Conversely, if you run a busy high-traffic salon with 3 or more stations, you'll likely find the single-sided design limiting. The open back means you can't place a client chair directly behind the mirror without risking a collision with the cabinet doors. Also, for stylists who rely on multiple mirrors, for example, a magnifying mirror for detail work, you'll need to purchase an additional unit, which can drive the overall cost up. Lastly, the white finish, while modern, tends to show fingerprints and dust more readily than darker colors, so you'll be doing a quick wipe down between clients if you care about that polished look. A subtle weakness shows up when you consider the ergonomics of longer sessions. The mirror is fixed at a height that works for most adults, but if you're on the taller side or you frequently work with clients who are tall, you might find yourself craning slightly to see the back of the head. The station doesn't have an adjustable mirror tilt, which some higher-end models include. I tried a quick workaround by placing a thin, removable acrylic riser beneath the base, but that's not a built-in solution and can affect the stability of the unit on uneven flooring. The value proposition really comes down to the balance of features versus price. Compared with similar single-sided stations that charge upwards of $800 and often require you to assemble the cabinet yourself, DIR's pre-assembled unit sits a few $100s lower while still delivering the core necessities: reliable LED lighting,